Hello everyone and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. I hope you're all having an amazing week. Currently it is Thursday and let's get right to the charts as we do have some very important things to cover. Starting off with the Bitcoin price, of course, clearly right now you can see we are bouncing from this level that I was talking about in yesterday's video. You can see it clearly right here. We need to get a bounce from this level. I also did share that over on my X right here. Bitcoin needs to bounce from here or price will go even lower. You can clearly see it yesterday. We were just sitting right here. Price did actually do a bit of a fake out below this price level, but right now we are bouncing and holding. Now this whole trend right here is not broken yet. Bitcoin needs to actually break over these two levels in order for us to consider a bullish breakout. But right now the bearish structure on the daily time frame is still intact. Same thing for the bearish structure on the 4-hourly time frame right here. You can see it right now. I'm not talking about those levels right here. I am talking about those two levels right here. You can see price right now is putting in lower highs and continuing to do so. Now you could technically say, now comes the important part, that this bounce right here is actually weak, around 2.6%, and then the bulls, if they do not flip this structure right here and start trading above the weekly open level, then you could very well consider for us to actually drop down lower and retest the monthly open level. That is, of course, if we lose this level and don't see a strong reaction right here. The Monday low is right now has not yet been retested, so it is very well possible that we actually do get a retest in the coming next days. Now the dollar right now is potentially forming a range right here. Let me show you what I mean. Right now, after this move up, the dollar could be forming a new range that we have right here. And if the dollar continues to range right here and be on the upper side, basically continue to remain strong in this uptrend, then basically that will take a hit on Bitcoin. Now the USD dominance is potentially looking kind of bearish. You can see it clearly right here on the daily time frame. We are rejecting from the monthly pivot and we are finding support from the daily 50 EMA, which is kind of in between. You can clearly see it right here. Not that much of a volatility, but if the USD dominance actually starts dropping from here, then this will mean that Bitcoin will actually pump. Right now you can see it on the lower time frame. We are actually also rejecting from the weekly pivot. The USD dominance has already tested, actually you can see the weekly S1, but still it also did not test the Monday low. So if we start to see a drop down there, then of course Bitcoin will pump. You can also say that this right here is basically an established range right now for the USD dominance, and right now we are in the lower part of the range, so the more probable scenario would be that the USD dominance will actually pump towards the upside, which is of course going to make Bitcoin go down towards the level that I was talking about, which is that monthly open level. Right now on the short term for Bitcoin, you can see open interest is very chopped up. If we zoom out a bit, you can clearly see that CVD is also the same. Right now it actually started to drop back down, and right now it is trying to come back up again. So CVD is also very choppy right now. We don't have a clear strong bullish delta curving towards the upside, so you could very well say that anything could happen. But if we look at the liquidation heat map, you can see we are piling lots and lots of liquidity towards the downside, from 61.2 all the way down to 60.5k. We have that much big of a liquidity cluster sitting right below us, while price failed to sweep this level yesterday. You can see it clearly. We actually front ran this liquidity. Bitcoin bounced from this level and we are up right now 2.5% for the day. So I believe this liquidity will get taken out sooner or later. Now the question is if we are first going to run up for the highs yet again. That depends, guys. As I said, it also depends right now how the stock market is doing. As you know, the iron stuff is back again. There is no peace deal anymore, so things could get a very interesting for the markets right now. The S&P 500 is holding and it is forming, as I said, that ascending triangle that we have right here, which is sooner or later going to break either towards the downside or to the upside. But if you know, if this breaks towards the downside to retest these lows right here, Bitcoin will also be going down to retest the levels lower, like the monthly open. I still believe that this monthly candle could potentially close in the green, since July is historically, I believe you can see it clearly, a bullish month. Even in the bear market in 2022, July closed in the green. Clearly you can see it right here. So it could very well still close in the green, but it could close below that 50 monthly EMA. So be wary of that, of course. Fear and greed index right now is at 28, so it is rising slowly but surely. We are going to that neutral zone very soon if we get one more move towards the upside, and that sentiment reset is nice for the markets. As you know, last time we hit that neutral zone, it was time to short. Basically, we were right here at around 81, 82k, and this is when Bitcoin was back in that neutral zone right here, and this is where we started to dump towards the downside very sharply. Spot ETFs right now, yesterday we do have another outflow yesterday with BlackRock selling, but not that much. We are under the 100 million for the spot ETFs right now. So this is also a good sign that we could potentially reverse towards the upside. Of course, nothing is financial advice. Always do your own research. Right now, you can see it clearly right here. The long wall short ratios are very different, but overall we have more longs, even though the hyperliquid, the bigger whales, are sitting more on the short side. On the Asta, the other bigger DEX, the bigger whales are actually sitting long, so very interesting to see. Same thing on Binance, the bigger SEX is everyone is sitting long as of right now, but overall more longs in the market. Let's see what do we got for today. So we do have unemployment, FOMC member will be speaking, home sales. So we do have some news coming out today, not that important for Bitcoin, but they will move the dollar, I believe. And as you know, once they move the dollar, then Bitcoin will also get a very, potentially a very big move. But I do believe that this would cover it for today, guys. Hope you liked the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.